JazzZone some support. So, and that was your first opportunity to see us perform as well. And then we talked again about you have an interview coming tomorrow on your show, and it's all about the music. Who are you interviewing on your show? And let's talk about last night as it moved into today.
Wow, that's an awful lot. And
Yes,
by
it
the
is.
way, that was a wonderful performance by the
Thank
Jazz
you.
Zone.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I certainly hope everybody gets down there to Barbara Morrison's and check you out. What night is it again?
It's Thursday, last Thursdays of each month.
That okay?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I have to remember to make sure I put that on my calendar. It was wonderful. It just really changes your whole demeanor when you leave there because the music is so uplifting.
Yes.
So I
thank
just
you.
had to say that.
Thank you.
But anyway, going to my show tomorrow. Thank you, first of all, for gracing our stage with your presence tomorrow on our show on Variety Talk. We're also going to have Mr. James Janice, who is, he was with KKGO, KKGO Jazz Station, and
K-Jazz,
KJazz. Now he does some other internet work. But we're going to find out a little bit more about what he's doing. He'll be emceeing the Central Jazz Festival.
Central Avenue Jazz Fest,
Yeah.
which he's done for many years. He's a very good friend of mine as well.
Oh,
James
good.
Janice and his wife, who just had a shout out for happy birthday. Yes.
Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
she just had a birthday.
She just had a birthday.
Okay,
Yes.
all right, very good. And so, and we're also going to have oh my goodness, they are a wonderful couple.
Yes.
They are like lovebirds. That's how I call them lovebirds, but their
Yes.
title is Love Jazz.
Yes.
And everything that they do and say, it just emulates love.
Yes.
And you can actually hear and feel it in their music.
Yes.
So they're going to come on and join us with a little bit of that. And we're also having a commercial agent. So for those, because many times we have people who are listening who want to get into the industry.
Yes.
So a gentleman who does marketing and that sort of thing. But I'm really excited about you coming on and joining us tomorrow.
Wow.
And what will you be talking about?
Well, when you mentioned Barbara Morrison's Performing Arts Center, what I'm going to be talking about there is the utilization of that center, which is in the core cultural center of Los Angeles for African Americans. And when Barbara Morrison provided that center, it should be full all the time.
Absolutely.
Period. But at the same time, it's blank on that side. There you go. That in terms of doing that, so I'm going to be speaking of her as a living legend, because what we were doing the other night that you were there, it's a Living Legends program that we have that we've been able to support, get accommodations for, and recognize musicians that are basically in Southern California, probably around 70 years old, been playing music for 35, 40 years, that have to be recognized and receive their roses while we're still living. So it's our
Yes.
Living Legends program.
Wonderful,
You know,
wonderful concept,
somebody
idea.
said like unsung, but it's not really unsung. But I'm just going to use James Brown since he's big. He's the man.
That's right.
He's good. His band been with him many years, so they must be good too.
That's right.
They gotta be good. So in that, even though James Brown is on the marquee, who are those other brothers and sisters that are performing with him? That's been there, that's been in the cut of the industry, that's helped kids in their own communities that people really don't know what they've been doing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we need to be sure that we can recognize them. And my partner, her name is Linda Morgan, another Linda, and we have been working with it, and she spearheads it, and I really support and get behind it 110%. But so in that, in our collaboration that is coming on, because that's my passion, that's what I'm going to speak about. That's when I have the opportunity to come on your show as a guest, to be able to actually start a process where we're working together and not only be a guest, but be a very supportive element to what you're doing.
Oh, that's
because anybody that's 21 years old that comes out and works for those major companies and they send them out here, I know you're smart.
Well, thank you.
And intelligent people hang on to smart folks.
Well, I think that's really exciting what you're doing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
No, I wanted to share.
My interview skills are coming out now.
There you
I'm
go.
going, like it's my show all of a sudden. Hey, what else you want to say? No, but on a serious note, I think that's really fantastic what you're doing and what Linda Morgan is doing to actually give attention and bring attention to those who deserve it.
Yeah.
I think what I might do tomorrow is bring on a special guest that is just near and dear to my heart, and we'll have a chance for you two to chat a little bit. And he's not in the jazz category, but he is definitely a living legend, and he's Mr. G.C. Cameron of the Temptations and the Spinners.
Okay.
So he is actually reinventing himself now and referring to himself as a spintation.
Spintation. Oh, and, I like that. He crisscrossed that.
Oh, he did it. He did it well. Yeah. And this gentleman, it's amazing. You know what? Started doing a little research on him a couple of weeks ago, and I was up all night just researching. Yes. I couldn't believe all the material and what he has done. Yeah. He's actually was a leader for the Temptations, and he's responsible for the song "It's a Shame." And I mean, there's just so much that he's done. And so he really does deserve attention and just kudos for what he's done as a legend in Motown. He married Berry Gordy's sister, and he was a Motown person from the very beginning. So we'll bring him on tomorrow and have a chat with him.
If Berry Gordy's sister, then he's in.
He's in. He's in. Absolutely.
He's a brother-in-law, you know.
He's in. He was trained by Marvin Gaye, and it's just a great story that he has. Spintation. He's coming back to California and doing a whole tour and everything. So, yeah.
Let me say this, because as we're moving closer to the end of the show, I want you to share as academia to our youth what's really going on and how can we better help service them to move them forward in the correct direction. How can we do that?
I love it. You know what? I knew we weren't just dressed in the same colors today just by accident. We really do think the same way. Sure, you know what? I always finish my show with each person that comes on with that question. And it may not be specifically geared towards the youth, but there are many young people who listen to the show.
Yes.
And the people who come on serve as mentors in certain ways. And there are people out there who are aspiring to do what you are doing, what I'm doing, what the guests are doing, but they actually don't know how to do that. So on Variety Talk, we basically try to help everyone. The theme is people helping people. Okay. So we try to bring on people who would mentor, so to speak, others as they give advice to the youth in terms of how to get to that position. Yes. So in answer to your question, what can we do for the youth? I think it starts with ourselves, and I want to kind of coin the term "man in the mirror" from Michael Jackson, in the respect that it starts with us. Yes. And we can be living examples. So if we continue to move in directions that are positive, that are service to the community, we just live by example, and they watch very carefully, whether we know it or not. Yes, and all the time. All the time. And so this is a great way to be able to serve just by being, just by doing.
You know what? Hit me up here again. I utilize that often. I'm a behavioral therapist, so I work with kids all the time. And I work with the process and the premise that I'm on camera all the time.
Absolutely.
Because my spirit has to be correct. My walk has to be correct. The information that I share has to be intelligent. And it has to be communicatable, because it could be intelligent, but if I'm over-talking a youth, they're not going to get it.
Yes.
And if I'm talking down to them,
Right.
they're not going to want it.
They don't want to listen,
You
right?
know? So how do I drop into that communication flow that's going to work?
Being real, being you.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm brown. What can brown do for you? That's almost a commercial. But at any rate, let me see. What relaxes you?
God.
Yeah, nothing else said. You see, I didn't say nothing today. You know, I'm a God man. I understand.
And the reason why I say that is because God is within me. He is around me. And when I connect with that inner being, who is me,
yes.
There's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be afraid about, because God is all-knowing. And if I become one with him, then, so am I. So everything is all good.
All the time.
All the time.
And when you think it's not,
It
off
still
the radar.
is.
It's good.
It still is.
It got to be real good. Exactly. Wait a minute. How come I'm feeling this and I know it's so good?
Exactly. And it's trust,
That's
you
right.
know? It's all trust and knowing that there is a divine purpose.
Yes.
And whatever is going on, there's good that's going to come out of it, whatever it is.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes. So, anyway, in closing, I'm going to thank you for that, because I'm going to thank you for what you're sharing with our youth. I'm going to thank you in terms of the walk that you do, because I've only seen you a few times, but it's always in that purpose. The opportunity for us to have you here on the JazzZone show is absolutely crucial and timely. At any rate, here's what we're going to do. We're going to close out this show by saying thank you. I'll see you tomorrow on your show.
That's right.
Because the interview is in reciprocal situations.
My turn, huh?
There you go. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens. I am your host in the Jazz Zone, and we greatly appreciate the opportunity to come into your TV, your telephone, your computer, wherever you are, to come into the zone. And this show is Rolling with Roscoe in the Jazz Zone. I thank you again. God bless you. Enjoy life with God's blessings. And there we go. Thank you very much. Linda,